Today we were talking about the 8 things that kills your feminine energy. Now we always keep on talking about what is feminine energy, how can you enhance it, what do you need to do to embody that feminine energy. Feminine energy is all about your soul, your core soul as a woman. It's about what you radiate from the inside out. Now there's this quote of Albert Einstein. It goes something like, everything is energy. And if you match the frequency to the reality that you want, you cannot help but get the reality. And this is the same with feminine energy. With feminine energy is that you embody it. If you embody it, you can't help but get this embodiment into the reality that you wish for your life. And the thing is that women with the highest feminine energy are the ones who are having the highest frequency. Those are the ones who have a very high vibration. These type of women, they attract whatever they want. There's a glow to them and they grow. Whatever they're interfering with, they make it grow. And everyone else just feels good to be around them. When it comes to vibration, it's all about what you're speaking about, what you're talking about, what are you thinking about, and what are you consuming throughout the day. And here are the things that kills your frequency, that lowers your energy. Number 1, when you are struggling with your basic needs. Now, I'm also a yoga teacher and I work a lot with groundedness. If your root chakra, if you are not grounded, if you are feeling there's always something missing in your life, if you struggle with your basic needs, with your finances, with having the right food in your life, with having a roof over your head, or maybe it's also just about healthcare, then you are always in survival mode. You are missing your feminine energy. So one example could be that you are now a mother. And as a mother, you are neglecting yourself to a point that you are feeling constantly stressed, that you are developing chronic illness, that you are not sleeping enough, and you are basically in the survival mode for such a long time, maybe because you are a single mother. So that's where you start to neglect your basic needs. And not only there, it could also be that you are a career woman. Now, I've been seeing myself while I have been working for a corporate that I was working so much to the point that I was chasing that promotion so much that I literally forgot to eat. I slept much less. I didn't do any sports. I didn't take care of myself. Now, these are the basic needs for you to be healthy, to eat healthy food, to not skipping meals. And for me, it became such a routine to a point that I have developed chronic migraines. And I tell you one thing, don't let it go so far if you are not reaching that point yet. Now, you need to listen to your body. You need to listen to it whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel your stomach is upset, because there's something happening, because you feel stressed, you feel not grounded, you feel rushing from one place to another. You constantly feel that you need to survive. And I even know cases where women are working on neglecting themselves because they put other things as a priority. There are women who have bowel syndromes, women who are experiencing miscarriages. And all of this are happening while many women are wondering where their feminine energy has gone. My second point is you're consuming the wrong food and you're consuming the wrong content. So it's not only about what you're consuming like physically, but also mentally. So you need to understand what kind of food does make you feel better. It's not always the chocolate bar that's laying around. It's not always just because you have your PMS, now you need to crave for all that sugar. It's not all about, I feel that I want to eat greasy food, and just because I feel like that, this must be my body that is telling me no. My body is telling me that I need some fruits right now. My body is telling me maybe I need some nuts. Now, it really depends on your genetics. Now, I realize that when I cut off caffeine, when I cut off meat, I feel better. I feel more in balance. When I have not an over intake of all the hormones that is in the food. And most probably because my ancestors are from a tropical area where they used to eat a lot of fruits, where they used to eat a lot of grains, right? So understand your body and really sometimes even have days where I'm taking an apple and I bite in it and I'm feeling like, wow, that tastes so delicious. Even though I don't really like apples, but it is the body that craves for the food that is giving you the fuel, the energy to thrive throughout the day, to give you new insights, to make you feel that you are home in your body because you're consuming the right thing. What your body wants is the right food that feeds your microbiome. What your body wants is the food that gives you the energy, the capacity, and power for your mental health. And based on that chemistry, you're gonna produce the right hormones. Because that's also sometimes what can lead to PMS when you are eating the wrong things, when you are eating too much sweet, when you're eating too much greasy food. So don't listen to your emotions, listen to your body. The third point is self-care. Exercise, especially when you are ovulating. Know when it is the time. Know when it is a time where you have a lot of energy and move your body. Even if you don't exercise, just go for a walk, being in the fresh air, drink a lot of water, take that shower, cleanse yourself. You know, in my religion, in the Islam, we are cleansing ourselves every time before we are praying. And when I'm talking about cleansing, it's not about just having yourself clean, but also about cleansing your energy, and also just thinking about the fact that water has this molecule that is transferring that energy, but it also is cleansing the energy. Sometimes when you go for a swim at the beach, you also realize how your energy is drained afterwards. Now, what they are saying with that is that you are cleansing your negative energy. You're cleansing it all away while staying in that water. That's why you feel tired. That's why your body feels tired. Same also goes with taking things slow. Like, don't rush. Take the time. If you wake up in the morning and you know your work starts at 9, why do you wake up quarter before 9? Like, you know you're gonna rush, you know maybe you wanna have that coffee, maybe you want to do that journaling, maybe you want to go for a quick walk. So why do you rush yourself? If you have an appointment at 9, then wake up at 8 and sacrifice that endless scrolling to go earlier to bed. And I do the same as well, because at the end of the day, I'm a human, you're a human. We all want that dopamine hit, going on social media, having a look what other people are doing, what's the newest trend out there, and just keeping on being autopilot, because that's how we kind of shut our brains off, right? But one thing is important, is that you need to realize that the time that you invest and the energy by consuming all of those things on social media is at the time that you're trading for sleep, and ultimately rushing in the morning, just jumping in your meeting at 9 a.m. and to be ready even though you mentally don't feel ready at all. So this is one thing that really drains your feminine energy, being in a rush all the time. The next point is not feeling the safety. Now, you might live in an environment where you don't feel safe. And it could be that you are living with your parents, maybe you're living with your partner or your housemates who are not giving you the chance to be your authentic selves. Maybe you're fighting all the time and there is a lot of negative energy around you. And sometimes you also can lack in safety when it comes to your finance. Maybe you live from paycheck to paycheck. I know there are also cases out there where women are living with their in-laws. Now, understand for yourself, is that something that is enhancing your relationship, your marriage with your spouse? Or is that something that actually drains it? And if it drains your feminine energy and therefore also affecting your marriage, then you need to take steps on working towards a solution, where you feel that you are in a safe space, where you can be yourself, where you have your routine, where you can do the things as you want while not being rushed, and while knowing that no one else is dictating you how you are supposed to live your life, how you have supposed to dress, or doing your laundry. Because your home is your sacred place. Your home is your palace. If a woman cannot feel in her feminine energy, if a queen does not have her palace, then she is not in her feminine energy. And so you need to understand that this is your sacred place where you want to keep the good energy, where you want to keep the energy that you have been working towards to. So I heard from this amazing YouTuber, Margarita Nazarenko, very amazing YouTuber. She even said she doesn't put music in her house, like music that deliberately makes her want to cry, that makes her feeling sad. Like, you need to understand that music, any type of media, horror movies as well, they put you in that frequency, and you will have this energy in your house. Understand that never, ever, ever, ever engage in any type of frequency that lowers yours. Only if that enhance your frequency. So that's why, like in the Islam, music is not even allowed. It's not allowed because it's so many songs out there, especially all the mainstream songs. They are deliberately making you feeling sad. They're deliberately making you feeling a certain emotion that you are supposed to live through, even though it's not even your reality. Now, what does your brain do is that you engage with that emotion and you are craving for that. And that's not healthy. So protect your feminine energy, protect your energy at all costs by just listening to certain songs. A lack of self-esteem or willpower will also lower your feminine energy. Now, if there is nothing in your life that you are standing for, if there is nothing in your life that you are aspiring, a goal or a wish that you want to become true, then you're going to engage in lower frequencies. You're going to talk and gossip about other people's life because your life is boring. Okay? And I see that with a lot of people, like back then. Like, I don't engage with those people, but I know from people back then, people I met at work, people I went to high school with, and, just like acquaintances. People who don't have a higher aspiration, they just tend to find something to make their life exciting. And it's not about something that is higher, but something to look down upon. And not only do you start to gossip, but you also just let other people walk over you because you have nothing to stand for, because you have nothing people cannot take away from you. So you are like this basket that is empty, and then there is the wind that is blowing by and just takes you off from the feet. But if your basket is full of, I don't know, diamonds, whatever that is, that makes you stand and firm on the ground because you fill your life with purpose, with something that is inspiring you. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you are an amazing surfer. Maybe you are that artist out there. Maybe you are, I don't know, someone who is into ASMR and you do videos about it. Like, I don't care what it is. But you need to find something that you stand for, that no one can take away from you. When you know your value, when you know what you're capable of, then no one can tell you anything. You have been so conscious about what is going on in your internal world that when someone is telling you you're a dump, you're not gonna listen to them because it's not your reality. Your frequency is so firm up there that their lower frequency cannot even touch yours. It goes by like this. They don't meet each other. But when you are on a lower frequency, when your feminine energy is low, you are matching with those people. You are becoming like them. And this is where you need to stay away from. I tell you one thing. I went once on a get-to-know meeting with a guy. He was insanely rich, had a lot of money, and lives in the most popular building in the Netherlands. So we had dinner, had a conversation, we laughed here and there, So it was nice. But there's one thing. And that one thing is that when we went for a walk, he put his arm around me. I was like, duh, what are you doing? I don't care if you are 6'5", blue eyes, finance. I don't care. If you put your arms around me and you know that I am a conservative girl, that's a no for me. Like, I never seen this guy anymore, and he was shocked. But here's the thing. You don't want to attract things that you don't want to allow, right? So when you are having your standard, the right person will come into your life. But when you lower it, You will accept what is there. I kid you not, this guy even told me, I'm gonna open an art gallery for you. But you know what? I didn't care. He could have all the money in the world. He could provide anything for me. But if someone is crossing one boundary, so now you have to understand, okay, everyone's boundary is different, right? My boundary is that I don't get physical before I get married, okay? I don't want to do anything in terms of, portraying that I'm openly to be intimate with you before marriage. What is your boundary? Now you understand that boundary, what you have. Because maybe your boundary is, whatever, he shouldn't earn below 3K a month. Whatever that is. And I tell you one thing. When you have established that boundary for yourself, never, ever, ever let someone walk over that boundary and crossing it and breaking that wall to your queendom. Because when you are letting someone walking over your boundary, that is the point where you are not true to yourself. Because if you don't want to sleep with a guy before marriage, that's your principle. No one has a word to say. You have the last say. If you disrespect yourself, if you let someone disrespect that boundary, then you will do it again. It's like as if when someone cheats on a person, they will do it again. Why? Because they know that wall has been broken. It's like when you are in this aquarium and there is this little piece that fell out from the corner. No matter how small that is, this aquarium is going to break. It's not going to contain all the fish and all the beauty in there and all the water. And that's the same with your feminine energy. You break it, even just a little bit, and then you let all your feminine energy go. Everything is gone. So be aware of that. So never ever compromise on what you want and stand up for it. My 6th point is comparison. A lot of women are comparing themselves. Comparison is a thief of joy, and it shows that you have a lack of mindset. When you compare, what happens now in your brain is that you believe everything is in scarcity. Oh, she has that beautiful hair. Wow, she has this amazing car. Wow, she has this amazing husband. That's why she is that successful, because he supports her. What you do is that you believe you're not whole enough and you're not complete by your own. You are comparing yourself constantly to other people. What I also sometimes see in women who are very high achievers, who are working in a male-dominated industry, they compare themselves not only to other women, but also to males. Like, how can I become like him? How can I make sure that my clients are looking at me when they talk to me? You need to understand, we women, we have our own strengths. We should never compare ourselves, neither to a man or to another woman. Because if you always think about, I want this, and I haven't been there yet, and she has this, and I don't have this because of the way I was brought up, because of the scarcity of resources I had, your mind is always in the future or in the past. And I tell you one thing, when your mind is in the past, you are living in constant depression. You're constantly depressed because you are victimizing yourself. You're telling yourself the same story over and over and over again. Now, don't get me wrong. It's okay to, have a chronological order of events to understand where you're coming from. But you shouldn't have those stories on repetition, because you are not in the present. And the same thing also goes with when your mind is in the future. When your mind is in the future, you are constantly in anxiety. Oh, I'm missing this. Oh, I'm missing that. I still need to do this to be complete and be whole as a person. It literally kills your feminine energy, darling. It kills you from knowing the innate value that you have. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain things we need to achieve and want, like in life, goals, aspirations, whatever. All right? But we need to make sure that our mind is here, in the present, in our body. To understand that we do now what is positive and possible. So always redirect your mind. What is positive? What is possible? A few years ago, I was in a car sharing and I talked to someone who was driving that car. And this person, he broke up with his girlfriend. So I asked him, hey, like, what happened? Why? La di da di da. So he told me, so my ex-girlfriend, she was constantly on Instagram. She constantly wanted to have all things that influencers had. She wanted to visit those places. She wanted to experience everything that she has seen on social media. And for him, someone who has been working in the middle low class, it was impossible to provide all of that to her. So she got into depression and he was there, so they had to go to therapy and la 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 la. Because what happens is that you constantly see people who are flying in those private jets, who are having those cars, who are having that abnormal beauty standards that a regular person cannot achieve. The thing is that the most of us, we are just regular people. What you see on social media is the 0.1% that you want to become. But we are the regular people out there. I see myself as regular. And when you understand that you are just a regular person, you know the pressure is gone. You know that this is all fake. Fake not in terms of like there is no natural beauty out there, but fake in terms of this is not the majority of us humans. Because not everyone is blessed with good genes. Because not everyone can meet the ideal beauty standard. But that's okay. So you give your best in what you are, in who you are, in what your ancestor has given you through migrations, through wars, through storms, through fights with tigers, mammoths, whatever they have been through to pass on that genes. For you to be here. Just when you accept that, when you accept, not only accept, but see as in, wow, my ancestors made it possible for me to be here. They pass on these genes so that I can look this the way I look, that I can have the capacity and the willpower that I have. Because it has been in their genes to fight, and now it's in my coded DNA to show the same willpower, to get through life, to become better, and to inspire everyone as much as I can in my own best version. If you see that from that perspective, with that awe, with that mindset, you will never compare yourself again because you are unique as you are. You are born in the way God wanted you to be born. You have your fights to fight because God knows you are capable of fighting those struggles, of overcoming them. We only get tested to the capacity of what we are capable of, okay? So be grateful that you get to be tested with the things that you get tested on. Because who knows where that will bring you. So there's never any light without darkness. Only because both of those things exist, they can exist. And so accept that. Accept life. Accept the path that you're walking. Count your blessings while you're walking that path. My next point that kills your feminine energy is that you stop learning. If you are not keeping your brain active, if you are not learning, if you don't get excited over things, then your feminine energy will be drained. And the thing is, you know, a lot of people are thinking, wow, once you're becoming a housewife, your life is over and you're just gonna do all the household stuff. But it's not true. You can also just work a 9-to-5 job, being in administration, being an accountant, or doing some call center job, and you're doing the same thing repetitively over and over again, from 9 to 5 every day. Now, there's nothing wrong having those jobs, but what drains in this scenario is when you stop learning other things that makes you feeling excited about life, that makes you feeling it can enriches you in some form or some way. And honestly, it doesn't even matter how much you earn. There are people out there who are doing sales jobs, they are earning six figures. But they stop learning. And then they stop developing the curiosity about things. And that is what drains your feminine energy. That's also how your life becomes boring. And this brings me to our today's sponsor, Manifestation Pulse. Manifestation Pulse has vision boards where you can set your goals and follow your own objectives through. They have many templates where you can outline your goals, and one of the templates that I was using are my 20 business goals and motivation. So in the process of visualizing my goals and motivation for my business, I was outlining what I wanted to achieve, and based on that, I was figuring out what are my learning goals and how can I make them achievable within a certain time frame. If you want to order your own vision board for Manifestation Pulse, go on www.amazon.com and purchase their vision board there. My next point is nagging and complaining. Nagging and complaining doesn't lead you to anywhere. If you are arguing with people why they don't do their dishes again, why they are lazy, or tell them how bad they are, and usually they won't change. What happens is that you drift them further and further away. You don't get closer to them. But if you speak softly to them, if you tell them, if you compliment them, wow, you did the dishes so nicely. I couldn't have done it better. You're rewarding them. You're giving them a compliment. You are inviting them to collaborate with you. And the reason why nagging is actually a feminine energy drainer is because you are focusing constantly on whatever is externally from you. You are letting all the external things affecting your energy. And you need to train that muscle to not let the person who has not done their dishes, who has not done their laundry, who is leaving the stuff around, not to bother your energy. And this is something inside here, because where attention goes, the energy flows. So if you put all the attention into negative things, that's where your energy flows. It goes outwardly instead of inside yourself. Like, instead of thinking, this is bothering me, think about, how can I maintain my peace right now, despite all the circumstances? How do I make sure that I am feeling grounded, I am feeling not being disturbed by whatever I see? If people are arguing with you, if they try to talk negatively to you, smile at them. Ask them, are you okay? And then you just walk away. There's not much you can say. If they insist that their point, that their perspective, that their opinion is the only right thing to accept, let them believe that. Why do you need to engage? Just smile at them and say, yes, sure. Say what you say. Leave it up to them. If they get angry, let them get angry. Why do you have to engage in this energy, in this lower frequency? It's not your problem. Now, of course, sometimes you want to vent, you want to complain, you want to tell your emotions to your partner, to your mother, to your best friend. Then it is okay and to announce there's something I want to just let out because I need someone to listen to me. Once you have done it, and once you have talked about that situation, because it's externally, has nothing to do with them, then also come up with a strategic plan. How can you solve this? Is there an action plan? Is there a solution that can align to your issues? Now, babe, overall, just understand that your energy is your only currency. No money, no other resources can actually measure up to your energy. Because I've seen women who have lost their feminine energy because they've been in toxic relationships. Women who have not been standing firm in their lives because they have been lowering the frequency based on the circumstances. Because maybe they need to survive with their basic needs. Maybe they have just a very bad environment. and the face changing. You see their aura, they come into a room and they drain other people's energy as well. And I don't want that for you, okay? I want you to feel good in your body. I can only tell from myself, I have been in a toxic environment. I have been in a toxic mindset before, where I felt my face was changing. I didn't feel like that was me. My skin got worse, my hair thinned. I look horrible. I felt constantly ugly. But it changes when your energy changes. And I tell you, don't go and get fillers right away when you feel ugly. You know what I mean? Change the way you feel first. Because what happens is that when you feel good in your body, when your cortisol level is low, when your hormones are intact, when your microbiome are providing you the gut health and the mental health and the strengths, then your face changes, your skin changes, everything changes, your body changes. Literally, people can store belly fat just because they feel stress. So everything comes from the inside out. Start with that. And always remember, you are beautiful as you are. No one can take that away from you. Not the 0.1% on social media. No one. No one is able to tell you how you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be, what is supposed to be beautiful in your eye. When you know yourself, no one can take it away from you. When you know yourself, nothing can stop you. When you know yourself and you know that God has given you all these amazing abilities, then you see nothing but only chances out there in the world. When you see every failure as a chance, that's where you start to grow. That's where you know, I don't have to pity myself. I know where I'm standing. I can get up again. I am beautiful. I have this something that is innate inside me because I am a woman. Okay? So I have to protect this. Now become your best protector. Become the best protector for your feminine energy. Because you know how to protect other people. Why don't you know how to protect yourself? Thank you, my loves, for listening. I hope that you have learned something new. If you like this episode, please subscribe and leave a comment what you want to hear in the next episode. I will see you next time.